And what I'm about to be talking about in this video probably goes especially for all of my fellow weeps from the United States. And there is a reason behind that, because the sheer amount of volumes that you've just seen me putting on my poor table, all of that stuff was a bit less than $150. Now, just to give you some type of context on this video, I live in Italy. Buongiorno. And the average price of a single manga volume is about €5. You have a pretty wide variety of editions of manga volumes. Now, to give you guys an example, these are both the 4th volumes of Demon Slayer and One Piece. And this is how they look in Italy. You can see there's, like, it's pretty basic. No cover on them, the paper is pretty thin, and it has that sort of a distinct smell that newspapers have. And then we have formats like this. There are 2 different types, because this, for example, is Chainsaw Man in Italy. It looks like this. It's kind of similar to the previous one, but not exactly. It's a bit higher quality, not a lot, but just a tiny bit. The paper is not the same. It smells a bit different. It doesn't smell like a newspaper. It feels higher quality and it looks higher quality. The previous ones go for about anywhere from €4.30 to like €4.50, but I know that now they decided to make the price go up, and they're probably going to be about $5.20 now, which is like, for Italy standards, it's like, these ones were €4.90, and then now these go for $5.20 as well, which was also like that was a tragic day for all the manga enjoyers here in Italy. And now we have these. These are basically the same thing, but a bit bigger. You can see the difference in size, like here. They're not a lot bigger, just a bit taller and a bit broader. You can still find these for like $4.90, but usually they cost exactly the same as the other version. Don't know why. I don't really see why they, like, why wouldn't they just print all of them like this, which are bigger and nicer to look at, but also easier to read, but whatever. Because they cost basically the same amount of money. Now, if you go a bit up with prices, the same thing goes for these types of volumes. For example, here we have Claymore, the 4th volume. It's pretty small, but it has the fucking cover on top of it. The paper quality is alright. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. And the really nice thing about these is that they're really flexible. So they're really nice and easy to read. You can actually see the entire page when you're reading, and you don't have to be like fearing of ruining the edge. You don't have to be like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening there? I'm afraid to open this. And the same thing goes for these types of volumes that are basically like an evolution of the other one. They still cost about the same. They're like $5.90, around €6, something like that. But these are even more flexible. They're like extremely nice. This is probably my favorite types of volumes. The very sad thing is that not a lot of manga series come out in like this edition. The majority of them come out either in this one, like Chainsaw Man, or like One Piece and Demon Slayer that I've shown you previously. But these ones are really nice, and these also usually, like very often have like colored pages inside of them, like plasticky colored pages that are really nice to look at and like really nice to touch. I'm not going to show you the next one because let's see, maybe I can. I'm afraid that YouTube is no, yeah, I can. This one is very wholesome. It's nice. Wasn't there like, oh yeah, this one I cannot. This one I can probably show you. I mean, I'll have to cover it with my hand. This is sort of what's happening. My hand is not gonna go any lower than this. And then finally we have volumes like this. For example, it's like the 1st volume of Matters of Darling, and it has this very nice shiny cover on top of it, as well as like really high quality paper. It smells like it smells amazing. Look like a fucking addict. I mean, I am, but it smells really nice. It has like that magazine type of paper into it. It's really nice. It's really nice to hold. It's really nice to read. It's very high definition. It's good. And these go for about like €6 to €7. which equals to like $8 maybe, something like that. Finally we get the like super premium extra fucking amazing editions like this. For example, it's made in Abyss. It's huge. It's fucking ginormous. This is the comparison with Mitres of Darling. And like Mitres of Darling is already not like the smallest one that you can get, but these are huge. These are really easy to read. They have like huge fucking text. Really high definition, really nice quality, smell nice obviously. And these go for €8. So yeah, about like $9, almost $10, something like that. After this, we only have like the top tier stuff like this, which is Tomia by Junji Ito. There's a fucking brick. You can kill somebody with this if you throw it hard enough. Like, not even... No, you don't really have to throw it hard enough. You just drop it on somebody's like hand, it's gonna break. And these are very expensive. These go for like $20 or €18. Yeah, about $20. These are really nice, really high quality. They're like the letters here are embossed. It's really nice to touch. And it's obviously extremely easy to read, and it has like amazing high quality paper. The same goes for this. This is actually probably one of the nicest manga volumes I have. It's the short stories collection by Tatsuki Fujimoto. I actually have both the 1721 and the 2226 one. And these have like a hardcover, which is like, I have never actually seen any other manga that had a hardcover on it. It looks amazing. It's really nice to hold. It feels very sturdy, very nice. Yeah. Now, considering all of what I just said, and haven't heard the prices of the volumes here in Italy, it still might be asking like a very fair question to ask. Well, like, how the fuck did you manage to buy all of that stuff for less than $150? Because the math doesn't math. Well, here in Italy there is a very popular chain of bookstores that has a huge variety of like both of new and as well as second-hand books. And the nice thing is that in the last years, when here in Italy and as well as like in, well, probably in the entirety of the world, manga and the anime started to get more and more traction. Well, they also started to sell manga. I mean, in my town, there are like 2 specialized comics stores. So like specifically manga and maybe Marvel and DC comics. But since like a couple of years, even libraries started to do so. Because I mean, they kind of understood that there's a lot of demand for that, and well, like that's just a new way of making money. It's not like they really care about manga. As, you know, a lot of people here are still like very old-fashioned about this. They're gonna like be like, oh my god, manga? Isn't that for kids? And I promise you that happens often when I tell people that I read manga. And the fact that this chain also sells second-hand books, some people also started to, you know, bring their old, sometimes not really old, manga volumes that they wanted to sell. So if you go there, you could just happen to find a shitload of manga with a 50% discount. Obviously, there is a certain amount of luck in that because it doesn't happen that often. The one we have here, it always has both new and used manga. But usually the used ones are mostly like really old, not particularly good or popular series. And they're often not in like great condition, so yeah. But the last time I went into the store, I was like, I think I found the fucking El Dorado. I found I found the One Piece. Although there weren't like actually One Piece volumes, but you know what I mean. And well, there was a shitload of like, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of volumes. I don't know what. And I've asked the staff, and they said that there was just this one person. They didn't like even specify if it was a man or a woman that just brought all this shitload of manga. Like seriously, it was probably about like 400 to 500 volumes. Many of which I already had. There was like the entirety of The Promised Neverland, 50% off. And like a shitload of other series. It was like all of Seven Deadly Sins, a lot of other shonen stuff, but also a lot of like much lesser known stuff that I was actually reading and that I was like willing to pay full price for. But that day I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm about to spend a shitload of money on this because there's no way in hell that I'm gonna find such a bargain again. So I just kind of decided to quickly like go through all of the volumes that I bought that day, and you know, just do a sort of a manga haul as some people do. I hope you're gonna find it interesting because, you know, maybe you're gonna find some volumes that you don't know about and that you're gonna be interested in. I don't know. Actually, about that, I've already made a couple of videos where I recommend you guys some kind of lesser known series that I read and I found extremely enjoyable. So if you want to check that out, be sure to check out my channel. You're gonna find it there. It's you know, you might find something interesting for you. Now, well, to kind of start off strong with this manga haul or whatever the fuck you want to be calling it, there was the entirety, and I'm not kidding, the entirety of the Dr. Stone manga. But you know, although I have consumed like a shitload of manga and anime in the past years, I actually know nothing, like zero, about Dr. Stone. I don't know what the main characters are, I don't know what the story is about, I don't know, like nothing. And I kind of always meant to read it or like to at least watch the anime, but I never really found nor the time nor the money to be like, yeah, let's start a new series that is quite long. But when I seen it for like half the price, I was like, you know, maybe I'm not gonna buy the entirety of it, but at least like the first 5 volumes, you know, just to start reading it. Maybe I'm gonna like it, maybe I'm gonna hate it, I don't know. I haven't started yet. I'm kind of curious. Here it is, Dr. Stone. Here's the proof that it was 50% off. Here it is. I hope it's gonna be a nice read. Really do. I've heard like a shitload of people talking really good about Dr. Stone. You know, I'm gonna trust the people. I'm gonna read it. Now, the next one. Now, let's see what's the next thing here. Oh yeah. Well, a couple of months ago, like a bit more, maybe 5 months ago, I stumbled upon this this volume in a manga store. It was called Kowloon Generic Romance, and I kind of just like decided to buy it on a whim because of the art style that I found like very enjoyable. And well, I kind of fallen in love with it. I even did a video about it on this channel, and I really liked it. I think it's a great manga. It has some amazing art. I already got the first 4 volumes back there, and I was really like meaning to buy the rest of them. And when I went there, and then I've seen that this fucking guy also brought the next 3 volumes that I actually needed, because I already have the first 4, and these are like 5, 6, and 7. It's a very unique manga. I think it is a, like as it says, a generic romance. It is a romance, but it also has like some mystery elements and fantasy elements. I don't know, it's weird, and it's set in this in the city of Kowloon, which is like a Chinese city that existed in the for I don't exactly remember the years. I know it has been demolished in the 80s, like probably in the late 80s, because it was like sort of an illegal city, like a very packed, very small but very packed city that had like no rules, no police or whatever. And it is depicted quite in a quite interesting way in here. You also get these nice colored pages. The art is very nice. If you recognize it, maybe it's because it's done by the same person, by the same author that made After the Rain. Next volume is just the first volume of Monster Musume. Once again, I actually have never watched it, nor I know basically anything about it except that it's a harem with monster girls, and I think that's like, even if I read it, there's not a lot more that I'm gonna be finding out. It's just a harem with monster girls, and it's quite filled with ecchi content, which, you know, I don't mind. I like my ecchi stuff, especially if it's harem.
Approved.
I don't mind harem series. They can be good. They can be shit as well, but you know, like 50% off titties. Yeah, not a bad deal. A similar thing goes for Zombie 100. This is the second volume. I already bought the first volume. I have not read it yet. I kind of enjoy the art style, so I was like, yeah, it might be interesting, it might be not. But usually I like zombie stories, so yeah, here we go. I bought the first 3 volumes of Rising of the Shield Hero. If you know me, and you probably don't, you might know that I'm not a really big fantasy guy. I have watched some fantasy anime. I loved Konosuba, but Konosuba, you can't really tell that it is fantasy, but it's like the biggest fucking parody of fantasy anime ever. And other than that, I mean, I have watched Sword Art Online. Didn't really mind, it was alright. at least up until Alicization, then I kinda went to shit. So not a lot of fantasy. Although fucking Mushoku Tensei was good. That was amazing. Great story, great characters. 10 out of 10. Oh, 9 out of 10. I like to try new stuff in my life. And even with manga, I was like, but there was never a situation in which I was like, yeah, there's all of this manga that I might buy because I'm already reading them and I need like the next volumes. But there's also this fantasy manga that I might just randomly start. I was always like, nah. But this time I was like, 50% off. I know the series is pretty good, as far as I know, at least for fantasy standards. And I was like, yeah, sure, let's buy the first 3 volumes. Maybe I'm gonna really like it. Maybe I'm gonna hate it. That's usually the approach I have with any new series I start. Maybe let's just try it. I'll just give it a try. And I also probably recommend to all of you who might be all of the 20 people that are gonna be watching this video, just try out stuff, because with manga and with anime it's really easy to just look at the cover art, or just maybe because you've heard some YouTuber or some person saying that it wasn't good, that they didn't like it, and you're just gonna be like, nah, I don't want to. Because for example, one of my favorite anime series ever is Sonny Boy. I don't know if you watched it. I wouldn't say it's very niche. Well, a lot of people know it, but it's not a mainstream series. And the first time I heard about it, I've heard about it from some, I don't even remember what the fuck was it. Some influencer, some anime influencer, that said that they didn't like it, that it was extremely boring, that it was that wasn't a good show. But the thing that made me watch it was the fact that I've listened to I've just randomly happened to find the OST online, and I've absolutely fallen in love with the music, because that anime has amazing music. I was like, if the music is so good, it's kind of weird that the anime is shit. So let's just give it a try, Let's just start it. I started it and I finished it in basically one day, and it became one of my favorite series ever. So yeah, it's not probably going to happen with this, but never say never. We have quintessential quintuplets. So the last 2 volumes, 13 and 14. I get the sliding is 13 and 14. I already had all the other volumes. I've had them for years, and for whatever reason I've always been like, it's not a really long series. Let's first buy all of the volumes and then I'm gonna read it. But I've kind of always procrastinated with it. But I just couldn't keep on procrastinating when I found these 2 for 50% off, and I just bought them, and now I'm actually reading it. I've started reading it. I'm at volume 6. It's good. It's alright. It's actually a very nice romance comedy. It's got nice art. It is a ripoff of how the fuck was it called in English? It's Boku to Shobeki ga Dekinai. Bokuben. We Never Learn. It is 100% ripoff of that. And I would not say it's better than We Never Learn, but it is good. It has really nice characters. The quintuplets are really funny, and Best Girl Miku. Yeah. Next. Same thing goes for Kakegurui. I have number 8 and 9. I already had them up to number 7. I've had them for years. I wasn't reading it because I was like, let's at least buy more volumes. I don't have all of them yet, but I was like, yeah, half the price. It's not an amazing series. It's not. I've kind of started at a time because it felt like it was something new. At a time I've barely watched any anime, and I was like, gambling manga and anime. That's nice. An ecchi gambling anime. That might be cool. I had the biggest crush on the fucking the eye patch girl. How the fuck was her name? Midari. Yeah. Then we have this, Darling in the Franxx, the volume 4. Honestly, I've started this manga just because I'm gonna be honest here. I only started it just because of the ecchi. Because the anime has been extremely censored compared to the manga version. The manga version is TDs every 5 pages. And what better is there than how old were they? 15-year-old girls, TDs. Yeah. Then I've got myself Kaiju number 8, the third volume. I've read the first two, didn't particularly like it, but I'm kind of interested in seeing where it's gonna go with the story. So I was like, yeah, sure, let's give it a try. I think it's extremely boring. I don't know why. I feel like it's just a derivative, plain, unoriginal story. It's not bad, but it's not bad as plain rice is not bad. No, plain rice is good. Especially if you cook it well, it's good. But is it interesting? No, not really. Then we have the volume 2, 3, and 4 of Spy Family or Spy X Family, Spy Family, whatever, however the fuck you want to be calling it. I have not seen the anime. I avoided it because there was like just too many people talking about it. I avoided it completely. I just watched the first episode and I was like, no. I will read it one day because I think it's the concept, the premise is extremely funny. It can be like developed upon it. It's nice, but I'm gonna wait. So, well, the time has come. I found these for half the price, and yeah, here they are. I'm gonna be reading them. I already have the first volume, by the way. I'm gonna finally be able to understand the context behind Anya's smug face. Now, this one is one that I'm extremely happy that I found, and it is Akebi's sailor uniform. All of it. All the 8 volumes are out by now. Now, I've watched the anime when it came out like a year ago, I think, something like that. And the thing is, it's not good. It is like the epitome of a slice of life show. Nothing happens. Like, really, really nothing happens. It basically follows the story of this girl, Akebi. She like went to elementary school all by herself because she's living in like rural Japan. There's no other kids, and she always dreamt of having friends and shit like that. And she decides to attend a private female school that her mom already used to attend in the past. And she mainly chose it because she could wear like a sailor uniform, which was the uniform of that school. And well, her mom just like makes it for her. She just handmades it for her, this uniform. But when she gets to school, she actually finds out that the school doesn't use that uniform anymore. And but for whatever reason, they said they give her the permission to use it, and she's the only one using it. She's like, yeah, I'm not like everybody else. And look at my cute outfit. That was a very shitty synopsis. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's basically it. It's what I like about it. It's first of all, it's art. It's got really, really nice art, an art style that I really like. And other than that, it's just the atmosphere. It's not like an intriguing read or anything, but every time, I'm just like kind of stressed out. No, I don't really want to invest myself in a hectic, like full of action, story, mystery, drama, whatever. And I just kind of want to like lay back and relax, just look at cute girls doing like their everyday cute stuff, baking cookies and whatever, dancing around, shit like that. I just go for this one. It's at least it's, hey, we already have other series like that. We have Non Beauty, we have fucking Cab, Super Cab, whatever the fuck was called. That one was called A Place Farther Away in the Universe. There's a lot of them, but I think that this one is the one that has, I don't know, it kind of just has a grip on me for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's alright. If you're a fan, if you enjoy slice of life series, like really, really like the definition of slice of life series, then give this one a chance. It might be good. You might like it. Then we have Otakoi. The first 2 volumes, I'm gonna be quick about this one. I watched the anime when it came out. Really enjoyed it. Really nice, cute romance series. The thing that I enjoy about it is it's kind of original in the way that it doesn't talk about like high schoolers getting into a relationship like 99% of other anime manga, but it talks about like actual adults in the like living in the adult world. They work, they drink, and all of the stuff that adult people do. Yeah, we drink and we smoke and that is what's being adult kids. Yeah. And yeah, it's kind of like a nice approach to the romance genre. I kind of liked it. It's cute. It's nice. That's basically all I have to say about it. Now, I don't think that this one really needs any presentation. Made in Abyss. I've already started it. I've read like the first 2 volumes. I have it up to the 4th volume. I'm really enjoying it. The world building is fucking amazing. I'm not gonna say like in my opinion, the best world building I have seen so far in any manga series must probably be Attack on Titan. And I'm not gonna say that Made in Abyss is, at least so far, has such a good world building as Attack on Titan does, but it is definitely, I think it's up there. It's not as good, but it's still really, really good. And the only thing I'm not a huge fan of is the art style and none of the characters. I actually really like the cutesy style of the characters because it kind of contrasts well with the type of story that it is. Like it's really dark, gory, and shit. Just not a fan of the surroundings of like the setting. The way it's drawn, it's a little bit confusing at times. I don't know. Then we have this first volume. It's Atelier of Witchcraft. Once again, I don't know anything about it. I've heard some people saying that it's like the Japanese like version of Harry Potter, the manga version of Harry Potter. The art style is actually really nice, really very detailed. I don't know what type of story it is. If it's like if it goes more on like a serious side or if it's more of a comedy thing. Same thing goes for this one. I actually have no idea what this is. I found it there, laying there, Beyond the Clouds. I have no idea what it is. I just really like the art style, especially the cover art. It's really good. Actually, now that I think about it, if you know anything about the lesser known series that I've just shown you, I'd be extremely interested to find out what you think about them. So just leave a comment down below. I'd be really glad to chat about them. Now we have the last couple of volumes here. So let's just quickly run through them. We have My Journalist Boyfriend. I've read the first volume. It wasn't particularly good, but I was like, I'm kind of curious to see where it's gonna go with the story. So here we go. Now this one, for the longest time, for whatever reason, without having like no knowledge about it, I kind of hate Solitaire. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the character design that I'm not a huge fan of. But once again, as I said before, I'm open to try stuff. So I was like, this was like 2 years. That's fine. Let's start it. I might find something that I actually really like, although I thought that it was shit. I hope I'm gonna enjoy it. So if not, well, I've just spent 2 years on this. It was worth the lesson. The last two series. Now we have Oshinoko. I have the first 2 volumes. I've read them. Really nice. A really, really interesting concept. Also, we are getting the anime, if I'm not mistaken, in actually next season, I think. I might check. I might need to check this. So yeah, I think it's a very original take on the sort of the isekai style on the isekai genre, because it's not exactly an isekai, but it also is. It's not so much an isekai because that would mean like to be reborn in a new world, but it's more like to be reborn in a new body, but in the same world where I mean, if you know, you know. If you don't, well, I'm not gonna give you any spoilers. This might be a bit on the like boring side at times because the dialogue is a lot and it's not always the most like entertaining dialogue as it can be. But all in all, it's good. It's pretty good. Finally, done to the last series that I bought. Well, Dance Dancer. I've watched the anime when it came out, and I've even made a video about the anime on my channel, so be sure to check it out. Here it is. Here's the link. I really did enjoy the anime actually, both because of the story and especially the animation, which was really, really nice. But mostly because in the first volume, or in the second one, I think in the second one, the second volume made me discover like one song that actually became one of my favorite songs ever. Although it's not a great song, but it's really fun, and it's Rousey by the Roosters, which is like a Japanese 80s rock band. And that episode has like a scene where Junpei, the main character, is like dancing around in the street, and the song just starts to play, and it's really good. It just fits in like a glove, and the song it's amazing. It's really good. So yeah, that's why I decided to. Let's also read the manga, because the manga goes much farther with the story than the anime did, because it only had 13 episodes, probably just one season. I actually don't know if it's gonna ever get a new season, because I know that it didn't really do that well. So yeah, at least I'm gonna be reading the manga, and because I kind of want to know where the story goes, and yeah. That was probably all for today's video. I mean, the main point I wanted to to give you in this very probably very long video is that, because I know a lot of people that almost feel like it's kind of gross to buy stuff, secondhand stuff that was used by other people, whether it be books, whether it's especially clothing or shit like that, or anything basically. But I think that in cases like this, because these volumes, as much as they are secondhand, so somebody had them in their hands, somebody read them, but honestly speaking, if you take a look in these volumes, they're like in the same fucking condition as you might find them in a manga store. This one has a very shiny cover art. It basically doesn't have any fucking scratches on it. I think that probably the only ones that it has are the ones that I put them just by holding it in my hands. So paying half the price for something that is as good as new, I think that a lot of people should consider this as a really good way of buying stuff. That's, once again, whether it be clothing, whether it be, because about clothing, this that I'm wearing right now is an Avapiri like sweater. This one goes new for like $90, maybe more. It's like really good quality, really nice materials and shit. I bought it at a thrift store for fucking like $10, 10 euros, whatever. That was just to give an example. It wasn't even like, this wasn't planned. So yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say. Well, thank you very much for sticking around, for watching this video. If you actually watched it till the end, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, well, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I am really struggling with subscribers, as you might see. Like, if you're interested in this type of content as well as the other content that I have on my channel, well, just subscribe and I promise you're gonna get more of it, because I have like a shitload of ideas, but I kind of would also like some type of of stimulation to keep going with this channel, with this project of mine. Well, yeah. Other than that, thank you very much again. I hope I'm gonna see you in my next videos. And goodbye.